Hello everyone. Hi everyone. We made it to another Thursday and I'm really excited because today we are going to be talking about 3 Instagram features, the top features right now to be booking clients through your Instagram account. You know, so often we're using these features or we're spending time on Instagram, we're trying to do all the right things, but then we're just not seeing those results that we want. We're just not happy with the outcome of the effort that we're putting in. So today is gonna help you have some clarity around what features to be spending more time on, and then conversely, maybe what you can be like letting go of right now, not spending as much time on. So hi everyone, I see you guys joining. So happy that you could make it here. So today's training is for you if you spend time on Instagram, but just like I was just saying, you don't feel like you're seeing the results. If you spend this amount of time, you get like this amount of results, right? They're like not working together. So this training is for you if you feel like that. This training is also for you if you feel like other than posting, you're not really sure how you should be showing up, okay? So you know you need to post, you know you need to write captions and use hashtags, but other than that, you're kind of like clueless about what the next step is, what else should be happening. And then lastly, today's training is for you if you're just feeling bored and you're noticing that like everything on your Instagram feed, all hairstylists are looking really similar, okay? It's all kind of starting to look the same. You're very just bored with doing the same stuff all the time. This is really gonna help you have some clarity. So let's go ahead and jump in. So the first Instagram feature that I feel like can really help you start booking clients is using your stories. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple quick story hacks to help you have more fun with stories and then also really start using them strategically. So historically, we've kind of seen stories as a really cool way to get to know our audience on a more personal level, right? Like we'll do more behind the scenes work. We'll maybe do the no filter selfies in our stories versus on our feed. We'll kind of show what it's like. But stories have a lot of potential because as you guys know, stories are really showcased higher on Instagram. So even if your audience isn't seeing your posts, chances are many of them are going to see your stories. And there are so many different techniques, hey Sunny, that we can be utilizing to increase our story views, but also start booking actual clients using our stories and start making great conversations. In the luxury client method, I call these icebreakers, but here's a little bit about what I mean. So first of all, a great way to really boost visibility on your stories is first thing in the day, I want you to post a very easy question, okay? So this might be, is it a 1 cup of coffee day or a 3 cup of coffee day, okay? And it's kind of in a poll format. It's something like very low stakes for your audience to vote on, like nothing's going to happen here, and it just gets a lot of participation. So when your first story of the day gets that participation, first thing, Instagram is actually going to see that engagement, deem it as something people want to see, and then that is going to increase your story views for the whole entire day. So you can start your day with that. But the next thing I want you to do, the thing that's actually going to get you possibly more clients and more of that local visibility is, again, I want us to get in the mindset of encouraging our audience to engage with us. So asking other questions, but now we're going to ask questions really related to our specialty as estheticians and as hairstylists. So we don't necessarily want to drop a question box and say, what's your biggest hair problem, right? That is a lot of pressure on the viewer. They're like, oh my God, what is my biggest hair problem? Now I don't know. But if you drop the poll and you give them a few options, like, are you more worried about frizz or growing your hair out or styling it at home or getting your style to last? Which one are you the most concerned about? Which one irks you the most? Then they get a vote. Then they have all of these options. So from here, as people start engaging, we want to send them messages just to say, first of all, thanks for engaging, and then also talk to them about whatever issue they said that they're facing, offering thoughtful solutions, and then ultimately saying, girl, come in, let me take a look at your hair, let me see what's up, I have an opening on Friday, come in for a consultation, let's go from there, right? This is how we start to use our stories to do more than just show behind the scenes or just let people get to know us more in our personal life. So that's the number one. That's the first feature that I love for that. So number two is going to be using your highlights wisely. Okay, so using your highlights. So highlights, if you guys are unfamiliar with the name, they are the like story circles above your posts, okay? So they are kind of like always there right at the top. So when someone lands on your profile, they see these here, they're kind of your featured things and they can look through them at any time. So almost stories, but longer than 24 hours, right? You've like capsulated them there. So what we want to do is we want to be intentional, okay? We want to think about all the reasons that people have not to go to a new salon or not to try a new stylist, okay? We want to think about those reasons and we want to use our highlights to take all those reasons away, right? To dispel these fears and these myths. So a great one to do this, a must-have highlight, is going to be of your recent reviews. Okay, so what you're going to do is screenshot your reviews, whether they're on your Gloss Genius, Google, Facebook, just people texting you, I love my hair, never go anywhere. I've got many of those texts in my career. Screenshot them and share them to your highlights or share them to your stories and then save them in a highlight. So what this does obviously is this builds social proof. Many studies have shown that people trust online reviews just as much as an in-person recommendation. So we really want to take that, have that social proof front and center on your profile so they know immediately, first impression of seeing you, oh my God, she has tons of reviews. She's obviously highly skilled, likable, people are loyal to her for a reason, all of that, okay? So that's the second feature that I want you to be using to get clients. And then lastly, feature number 3 that I think is amazing for getting clients, that is very underutilized right now in the salon space, in the beauty space, is carousels. Using carousels. So a little behind the scenes in my own business, I always look at like the latest trends, the latest, things happening in marketing, latest consumer behavior reports and studies, and then I experiment with everything myself before I kind of come to conclusions and make recommendations and that kind of thing. But here's what's interesting. While Reels are what everyone's talking about right now, and they seem to be the thing that gets all the priorities from Meta and Instagram and get pushed out to 1 million people, what I've discovered is that carousels actually get more engagement, more saves, and then people take more action based on carousels. So what this could look like for you is, let's say you were like, okay, especially when you don't have hair photos, which happens, right? Like sometimes we've used all of our behind the scenes photos, or we just don't want to post a hair photo again, right? We want to mix up our feed a little bit. So what this can look like is actually just a quote tile that you make in Canva with a few slides, and this can just be about a topic that your dream clients will relate with. So let's just take, for example, growing out your hair, okay? That's something there's endless YouTube videos on. It's like very highly searched through everything. So many people have this goal. So let's say you were to put together 3 tips for growing out your hair and you created it in a carousel. And at the end of the carousel, you said something, and there's an example like this right on my profile. So if you go over there after this training, you can look at one that I just put up. But at the end of the carousel, you could even invite them to book an appointment. You can have some testimonials there or something like that. But having a carousel, I don't know why, but people are just really engaging with them. They're saving them, they're sharing them, and most importantly, like I said, when I put a call to action on the last slide of a carousel, I get many DMs about that. So I would say this is great news for people who are a little bit video shy or who haven't jumped in on all the video trends, is really immerse yourself in carousels. So any tips that you have can turn into a carousel. You could include hair photos in them, or like I said, just leave them with text and then just make them thoughtful. And don't overthink this too much. I mean, I would say you could do a top mistakes carousel, a 3-tip carousel, and maybe like a you're using this wrong carousel, okay? And you could maybe rotate those with different like vantage points every few months. So this is what I would say. So those are the 3 Instagram features that you should be using right now to grow your business. So number 1, just to recap. So for those of you who are jumping on now, this is going to be posted afterwards. So save it, come back, watch it from the beginning. But the first Instagram feature we talked about was Instagram stories. So I shared some different tips and techniques to get more story views and then how to actually use stories to book clients. So the second one is Instagram highlights. How to set up your highlights so that you're immediately building trust and gaining people on your side and getting them closer to making that next appointment. And then the last one we talked about is actually creating Instagram carousels. So no more pressure on making as many reels, no more pressure on making as many videos, or even posting a million selfies. You know, it's like, go ahead and try out, experiment with some carousels that have some really good tips in it that your dream client is Googling at night for her hair. Let her get it from the best source possible, which is you, and see how that goes in your content. So if you guys want more Instagram tips, please go ahead, give me a follow. Go ahead and rate and review the Successful Hairstylist podcast over on Apple. And I will see you all next week. I love to do these trainings on a weekly basis, so I will see you all there. Have a great day.